students, today we are going to start with our new science class. And you can see that this is different. We are not in the classroom, but we are in my kitchen. Why? Because we are going to study about the changing states of matter. How matter? Well, we know about the three physical states of matter, solid, liquid, and gas, but we are going to study how each state of matter can go to another one and what is the name of that process. So, we are going to start with the number one, which is melting. Melting is the process when solid goes to a liquid, it's going to transform, it's going to become something solid, it's going to become liquid because of an increase of the temperature. It's going to be hotter, you're going to have more temperature, so a solid is going to become a liquid. But in order to understand this better, we are going to do an experiment. And for that, I am going to use this pan and some sugar. As you can see here, sugar is a solid. The state of matter is going to be solid, but we are going to see how this is going to melt. Remember that this is called melting. We are going to see how sugar is going to melt because it's going to have more temperature in here, because it's going to be hot. We are going to wait for maybe 1 minute and we are going to see what happens. Okay, so we can see in here that because of the increase of the temperature, as this is on, that sugar became a liquid. You can see here that it is melting, and sugar that was a solid became a liquid. This is caramel, something that you can eat. But careful, because it's hot. Okay, now we are going to study the second process. That is when a liquid becomes a gas. Why? Also because of an increase of the temperature. Also, it's going to be, this stuff is going to be on, and I'm going to have water in here. So, as the temperature is going to increase, it's going to be hotter, the water is going to become vapor. And you are going to see. So, we are going to see that in here, as I had water, and the temperature increased, because it's hot, if this is on, the water is going to become gas, as you can see here, with the vapor. The number three is a little difficult to explain because I don't have anything to do an experiment with, but I'm gonna kind of try to. This is called deposition. This is when gas goes to solid without going before until water. In here we have gas that is going to be, well, if I have it here, it's going to become liquid again. But for this deposition, it's going to go from gas to a solid without going to liquid in the middle. And this is going to be because of a decrease of the temperature. It's going to be colder. Now, to imagine this, we are going to suppose we are in a house. The house in here is very warm, okay? But outside, it's freezing, it's snowing and everything. So, let's suppose this is my window, and as inside is hot and outside it is cold, in the window you are going to see that the gas is going to transform into some pieces of ice. As I told you, there is no way that I can do the experiment in here, but we are going to see in the following classes some videos about this change. Then, this is very easy. We are studying about the solidification. In here, it's when a liquid becomes a solid because of the temperature which decreases. And that is easy. Let's suppose I have some water and I put the water in my freezer. What is going to happen? It's going to become a solid. As I have in here, this ice cube became solid before it was water. I put it in the freezer and going to become solid. That's going to be solidification. Also, liquid becoming solid. Remember that I did an experiment with a sugar in here? It was very hot, and so it became liquid. Now, as this is off, this is cold again, you're going to see that this that used to be liquid when it was hot became a solid again. It's not a liquid anymore. Why? Because of the temperature. This is cold again, so this is going to be solidification. And finally, we are going to study the sublimation. Sublimation is when matter goes from solid to gas because of an increase of the temperature. We are going to have something hot in something cold, and it's going to become from solid to gas. And in order to do that, I brought in here dry ice, and I have in here this water that was hot, remember? So, if I put this hot water in this dry ice, it's going to become, it's difficult to see that there was some vapor in here. Well, it already melted all the ice. But if you have something like this, if you have more, you can experiment this at home. So that is going to be everything for today's class. Remember that we studied about the changing states of matter, how matter goes from one state to other because of an increase, more temperature, or because of a decrease when it's less temperature in the environment. See you next class.